I can see grass. Like I can see my feet indenting in grass.
Hmm.
And I'm sort of looking off into the distance.
Okay.
But I'm just noticing the grass. It's,
Are you barefooted in the grass?
I thought I had kind of like moccasins on at first, but um, I'm not so sure. Um, yeah, I feel like I'm looking out over the landscape, and there's like a there's like a bit in front of me, and then there's a big drop, and then behind that is more landscape.
Okay. And how does that all look to you? Kind of a landscape are you seeing?
Quite an impressive view. Yeah, I've got kind of like they're like almost skins for
Mm-hmm.
shoes. They're like it's like if you would wrap a hide around your foot
Okay.
um, and wrap it. They're wrapped with like more hide to
Mm-hmm.
stay on. Um, I feel like I'm in some kind of tribe,
Mm-hmm.
Native American or yeah, it feels like Native American.
Okay. Feel
Um,
Native American or native. Okay.
yeah, native of some kind.
Can you see any more of yourself? What you might look like, or maybe if you're wearing something?
Mm, yeah, it's like a shift dress. Again, it's made out of a hide or a skin,
Okay.
but very soft, like a calf skin
Yeah.
um, or a lamb skin, something very soft. Um, it's like one, it's not shaped, it's just like one long shift.
Okay.
Um, I have a long dark hair.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
I have
Lovely.
kind of almost reddish skin. It's like
Okay.
my skin is, it's,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like tanned, but it's got a reddish kind of
Reddish.
tinge to it.
Yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
I have a very youthful face. I think I might be about uh, 18.
Okay. Young. About 18. And you said shift dress. Are you female? Feel female?
Yes.
Beautiful.
I have a stick.
Okay.
It's like a staff or a stick or something. It's got something on the end of it. With it's tied with little bits of leather that have um charms on them,
Yeah.
and when I move, they rattle.
Mm-hmm.
They they chime and rattle.
Oh. And what do you use that for?
It helps me navigate. where I'm going.
Okay.
And it's like these charms, I collect them as I mature, like as I go through each stage and initiation of life, I gather more charms.
Oh, beautiful. And then each one gets added to the staff.
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. So it seems like a very important tool.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in training to be quite a important member of this civilization.
Hmm.
Like yeah, I feel like I'm in training, basically.
Beautiful.
And the charms signify each level of my initiation.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Do you get a sense at all of maybe where you might be, or maybe even a time frame, any kind of sense of like whom you belong with, any names of tribes, anything like that?
When you first asked the question, my I was immediately taken to like New Zealand.
Okay. New
I
Zealand.
want to say New Zealand.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, there's tribes there for sure.
Mm,
Beautiful. Bet you it's beautiful then. Can only imagine the landscape. Okay. And you're standing in the grass. You're overlooking a vast landscape. Are you alone?
yeah, I'm thinking like there's like a breeze and my hair's blowing. It's kind of Pocahontasy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like there's the hair blowing in the wind and there's like the landscape and it's but yeah, it's very beautiful and I'm just kind of contemplating my next
Mm-hmm.
um steps. The next stage in my process of
Tell me about that.
yeah, it's like I'm learning to become a teacher, a healer, and a leader.
Okay. A teacher, a
I'm
healer.
I'm in the process of learning how to be an elder
Ah,
in
okay.
my youth.
Okay. Wonderful. Sounds very
And
important.
and I'm just kind of contemplating my purpose in it all. And it's very connected. Like I'm very connected to the grass and the land and the wind
Mm-hmm.
and the direction that it's leading me in.
Mm. And how does that feel?
Yeah,
That,
there's just a general feeling of um purpose.
yeah. Wonderful. Okay. Would you like to move ahead?
Well, I'm having that thing that happened in the last session I had where I start spinning
Mm-hmm.
and I started spinning again.
Okay.
And it's like I think ooh, the way Sonia describes it, it's like your your light body is moving out of body. So it's like
Mhm.
it can be very disorientating
Fine.
for a
Yeah.
minute.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yes.
it's nice though. It's a nice feeling. It's like I really enjoy it. It's like exhilarating. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
whoa, where am I going?
Flying away. Flying away.
Yeah.
Just breathe and let that settle. Settle right back into where you are. Just feel the grass. Breathe in that air. Let it all just come to a solid, stable moment. When you feel more centered, more steady, and you can move forward.
Well, now I'm just seeing red. I'm seeing like this, it's like everywhere around me is flooded in red.
Okay. All right. Red. Let's breathe into the red color. Let's feel around. What is this red color making you feel? What does it represent?
I'm not sure, but I get the sense it's connected to that life
Mm-hmm.
or that scene where I'm a
Mm-hmm.
elder in training. Um, I feel like they were met with a lot of challenges
Yeah.
shortly after that time of contemplation.
Okay.
There was, yeah, there, like their camp was ransacked. There was fire and blood
Mm-hmm.
and death and
Mm-hmm.
destruction.
Yeah. That
Yeah, it's like yeah, it was like just rape and pillage and death and burning, and
yeah.
it was a really hard time.
Mm.
And we lost almost everyone.
Oh. Did you make it through this?
Yeah,
Okay. So you survived this.
there was there's very few of us left,
Mm-hmm.
and those that are left are so traumatized that it's hard to know how to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Our not only is the land that we live on scarred, there it's not rectifiable.
Right.
Um, but the people that our people, our tribe, we were annihilated.
Yeah.
And it's almost as if there's this feeling of, well, I'm in this process of training, but whose elder am I becoming? Who's
Mhm.
left?
Yeah. Almost like you lost your purpose.
Yeah. And our way of life is so um we'd lived that way for so long, and we were so established as a community and as a tribe. There was so much tradition and beauty, and our culture was so rich and deep, and there's this feeling of um, it just being gone and hopeless and pointless,
Yeah.
that it's just been ravaged.
Mm. Oh, goodness. And out of those of you who are left, there's just a few of you.
Maybe about 20 left.
Okay. Is any of the others, are they with you? Are any of them family at all?
My brother and his wife and their
Mhm.
children. Um, a few of the original elders. The, a few of our neighbors. We all managed to flee.
Okay.
But from I want to say around it was about, like, around 400 people. There's only
Wow.
about 20 of us left.
Okay. Well, that's a lot.
Mhm.
Do you have any idea whom did this? Was this another tribe or some other peoples?
They didn't. They weren't from here. There was boats. There was boats, and they had cannons.
Okay.
There was about 4 or 5 boats. They had cannons and guns, and um, they were like, I'm getting the message. People call us savages, but these were the real savages.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And
They
what did
were
they
like
want?
pirates, or
Okay. Okay. Did they want your land or something you had?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They wanted everything.
Okay. Out of the say 20 or so of you there, if you
Mhm.
get a feel of their energy or take a look around at each person, do you recognize any of them from your current incarnation? Does anybody look familiar to you?
Um, I'm not getting anyone
Okay.
at the moment. Maybe one or two, but not anyone I'm really close to.
Okay. So no one really significant.
No.
Did you see any of the men or beings that attacked? Did you see any of them? Actually see anyone?
Mm, I think so. I think I saw them coming in after they'd started the cannon fire. Some
Mhm.
of them came off the ships. They had knives and guns.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, they looked. It's funny, they're different colors as in different races.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it feels like they're pirates and
Mhm.
they just did everything. They took a lot of the women.
Okay. So they actually took some women as well. Uh,
Yeah. They took everything. Yeah, or they either took it or they destroyed it.
yeah. Okay. Wow. And if you got any looks at any of these savages, we'll call them, did you recognize any of them? Do any of them look familiar to you?
It's possible. Yeah, maybe there's some of that repressive patriarchal energy in there that
Mhm.
has come into my field somewhat
Yeah.
over the last year or so.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that in
Mm.
there, I think.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's three that come to mind.
Okay. Who do they represent or look like or embody?
Uh, they embody service to self,
Mhm.
service to an inversion of the natural flow,
Mhm.
and um, like they're like a microcosm of the greater oppression that unfolds on Earth from that moment onwards.
Okay.
a lot of energy in my chest right now.
Yeah, I see you rubbing your chest. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some burps coming up.
Okay. That's okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Let that out. Let them out. Okay. So this is like kind of like the beginning of all of that.
Mhm.
The whole patriarchal fiasco.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
when it all got taken off track. This was like right at the beginning of all of that.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Why don't we, it can be you or it can be you and the others. It's up to you. How do we move forward just a bit? I just want to make sure that you are able to see or experience any scenes besides this one that you need, if it's appropriate. You want to kind of let your bubble take you up and move you to the next location, the next time and place with this tribe. Is there anywhere else you need to go and see?
Yeah, well, after that time, unfortunately, we all got broken up and I think I was captured and I was
Okay.
sold into slavery,
Okay.
like many of us were.
Yeah.
Because there's this kind of there's like a very sort of cold, dark room, and I'm chained to something,
Okay.
and I just have to work all the time. I'm just working.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think, yeah, we're forced to work within that sort of slave system of more modern civilization. And
Mm-hmm.
we're pulled into the main system. I think am eventually sold to somebody who's quite well off.
Okay.
Um, so I think that I end up in a situation where I'm working for someone who has a lot of money, and I'm comfortable. The rest of that life is lived out as a slave, but in comfortable conditions. But
Okay. So at least you're not in a dungeon. You're at least
yeah,
fed and
I think I
housed.
was for yeah, I think I was for a time in a dungeon, and
Mm-hmm.
then it moved. I
Okay.
eventually ended up with somebody who was well off, but they were kind, and
Mhm.
I was comfortable.
Okay. And this person or family or whomever you did end up with that was at least somewhat kind to you, can you see them? Do they have a name or do they call you by any certain name? Anything like that?
I just call them sir and ma'am.
Okay.
Um, and they Titchy. They call me Titchy.
Okay.
Titchy or something like that, or Teachy.
Okay.
Teachy.
Peachy. Okay. Is this like a family?
They're an older couple.
Okay.
I think I'm taken to Australia,
Okay.
and they're like an older couple that are well off. Um, no, they're kind. They're kind people, and I do get some time to myself. But it is not the life that I
Right.
had worked for.
No, not at all. And this old couple, do you are you able to pick up on their energy? Are either one of them someone that you recognize from any other time?
I want to say they're my in-laws in this life.
Okay. Ah, interesting. In-laws. That is interesting. In this life, this life of slavery, it's not what you had wanted. How did all of this, like, how did you feel? What was the feeling day to day of what you experienced? Was it sadness?
It's like a deep sort of ache and heaviness and loss.
Mm-hmm.
And I just keep being reminded of my staff
Mm-hmm.
with all of its charms. And it's like I just keep seeing the staff being destroyed and all of the charms being broken off and falling to the floor.
Yeah.
And there's just this sense of waste and just all of that knowledge and tradition and wisdom just being
Feel-
lost.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's just this deep ache in my chest.
Yeah. Hmm.
But I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have ended up in a situation where the people are kind.
Yeah.
But I just have this deep, unshakable sense of loss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Similar to the feeling yesterday when Anubis went missing. Just that
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah. That same feeling. Oh, and you said you pretty much lived out the rest of this existence this way.
Yeah.
Did you did you stay with this couple until they passed, or did you pass, or did you even did you have a long life?
Yeah, I outlived the couple.
Hmm.
Hmm, let's see. The couple left me some money,
Okay.
and I was able to set myself up with a home and enough to live comfortably for the rest of my life.
Okay.
I actually had a little group of children that I would teach.
Okay.
Um, I don't know if I went back to New Zealand. I didn't go back to the same place, but I went back to somewhere nearby and I would spend my days, I would look after children and I would teach them
Oh,
the old ways.
yes. Oh, beautiful. And these children, were they native children or, you were teaching them? So who were
Yeah,
they?
some of them were new settlers, and some of them were native from other parts of
Mhm.
New Zealand.
Wonderful. So you taught them the old ways. Beautiful. So you were able to preserve some of it,
Yeah,
passing it on.
and I seem to have made myself another stick.
Good.
It was kind of a teaching implement, and I would get the children to make them as well
Oh,
for
beautiful.
themselves so that they could take it through life. Oh, and my team is telling me that I need to make myself a stick
Okay.
and get
You
some
make
charms
it
and get
now.
some leather cord, and I
Okay.
need to make myself a stick. So, okay.
Okay. Good to
Um,
know. Oh, that's wonderful.
so yeah, that sense of loss it's always with me, but I managed to fulfill some of my purpose, just not in the way I had anticipated.
Right. It's a very hard roundabout way.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And so you were teaching children, you had a home, so you were comfortable throughout the rest of your time. Was there any other significant relationships or anything else besides, the teaching?
Um, I think there was a man who kind of came in and out of my life,
Hmm.
but he didn't, we weren't married or anything. He would pass through.
Okay.
Uh,
So you weren't married or anything, but was it like a
no.
romantic sense or just like a,
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a great love. We had a great love for each other, but he was never in one place for
uh-huh.
very long.
Hmm.
But he would come and visit, and we would spend time together, and then he'd be on his way. But I had very little attachment to anything at that
Right.
point.
Right.
Um,
So you were
I
okay with it.
was, yeah, I was just happy that I was home and I was able to fulfill some of my purpose.
Yeah. Beautiful. And this man, um, does he have a name? Can you see him? Does he look familiar? Or is that even significant? It might not be.
He has a very familiar energy, but I can't place him in this life.
Okay.
But it's like a very familiar energy. Like I've known him for very many lives,
Gotcha.
but not this one, not my current one.
Okay.
It's like an old, like it's like old, like putting on a slipper that you've had for a long time. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, the very familiar energy.
Okay. Gotcha. Wonderful. Okay. And in this life, is there anything else you need to see? Is there any place else you need to go before you move to the end?
No.
Okay. Don't you move to the very last moment, the very last scene of this life as this native.
Hmm.
And are
No,
you?
even though I don't have any family, I'm surrounded by people.
Hmm. Yeah. Tell me about it. Are you
Yes,
elderly at this point?
yeah, yeah, I am an elder now.
Hmm.
and uh and I'm surrounded by some of the children that I've taught who are sort of grown up now and their children.
Hmm.
And I think my love is here as well. I think I can feel him. I can feel his thumb kind of stroking my hand.
Hmm.
Like he's got his hand on mine.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have that like great grandmother kind of energy, even though I've never had children, and there's that kind of energy that's still there. And that all of these people, although they're not my blood relatives, they are my family and my tribe.
Yes. Wonderful. And at this time, at this moment, you're getting ready to pass on. Do you still have those feelings of loss?
Mhm.
There's still some there. Okay. So I'd like you to do, so I want you to go ahead and I want you to take that very last breath of that lifetime and just transition out of the body. Just breathe and release the body and release those feelings of loss now. Release them into the universe, to source. You're outside of the body. Now that you're outside, you can look in a little deeper and you can understand the purpose and the deeper meaning. What do you think that was? What did you learn from this experience?
I was learning that a beautiful life could be lived despite the pain and suffering and loss. Uh,
Yeah.
And that I was able to have impacts on so many other people than who, even though they're different people than who I thought I would be impacting. There is a sort of sense that even though there was a lot of pain, there was almost, and there was poverty and slavery, there was, in a sense, a richness to my life that had it not gone the way it went, would have never been achieved. And that I
Hmm.
was able to impact the lives of people who ordinarily I would have never come across.
Hmm. That's true.
So it was like I was still able to fulfill my purpose.
Hmm.
However, even though it didn't look like the image that my that I had been taught I would be
Right.
living.
Yeah. Wow. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Good. Just breathe that in for just a minute. That feeling of purpose, accomplished, the lives impacted, the children
I have this like a lot of pain in my
merging with you now, stronger than ever. You've released a layer that now allows in a deeper embodiment of the highest self that you are. Now that the higher self is merging with you and you're connected, we can get even more information, more insight, more healing. So I'd like to ask if we may please speak with Nina's higher self now.
of course.
Thank you. Thank you so much for working with us and taking her through that life and that scene, those scenes that she clearly needed to see and she needed to release.
Mhm.
Is there anything else you can tell her about that? Why she needed to see it? Why she needed to release that? Such a big release.
Well, it was a life that has been impacting every life since then
Mm-hmm. And how so?
because the pain was so deep
Yeah.
um, that it left a scar.
Wow.
Just as it left a scar on the land, it left a scar in
Mm-hmm.
her soul, her being, her consciousness.
Yeah.
Um, and she needed to see it right now because she was ready for it.
Yeah.
She was ready to see the thing that makes her doubt her path.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a reason why she's always held back from her her true abilities is because she's been scared that similar experience would lie ahead of her.
Uh-huh.
That's why
Okay.
she felt she couldn't fully live out a true calling.
Uh-huh.
Um, that's why she held herself back
Yeah. Oh,
for
wonderful.
many lives since then. She has held herself back.
Mm-hmm.
She's ignored her purpose and her path for fear of feeling that sense of loss so deeply again.
Again. Yeah. Okay. Good. Can we bring some love and some healing, perhaps some light into her heart where the scars are? Can we heal some of this and maybe release some of these scars?
Yes.
If you could do that for her and maybe just describe for me possibly what you see or what is being done to not only her heart space but perhaps even just her whole trunk. from the top to bottom, even her stomach.
Well, yeah, it came out through her stomach because the only other direction it would come out was through
Mhm.
her mouth, and
Yes.
she's done enough vomiting for now. She's had a lot of vomiting in her life, and we didn't want to put her through that, so we decided the other end was
Yes.
the best way to release the majority of that pain. Um, so we're just allowing tendrils of light to pierce through into any residual affected areas. These are like little wisps, little silk strands of light that are going in through any areas that are still feeling that loss, and that's why she needed a precursor to this session, which is why she had that experience with her cat yesterday.
Okay.
She needed to be reminded of a sense of loss that would affect her deeply. And although we didn't take Anubis away from her, and he will be with her for a very, very long time, um, we wanted to give her a. We didn't want to shock her system with becoming aware of this information suddenly.
Yeah.
It's as if we needed to kind of spoon feed it. So
Uh-huh.
that, I mean, it wasn't the most gentle spoon feed. We can only apologize for that. It was fairly brutal for her, but it was important for her to feel that loss again because some of the energetic healing was able to take place just by feeling that sense of loss.
Okay. Good. That's
So
great.
as I share this, those tendrils, those silk strands of light are coming in and they're soothing and just dissipating any last residual blockages in her system.
Wonderful.
And we're giving her the sensation of floating now. We're
Okay.
allowing her body to feel like it's floating
Okay.
so that she can have a sensation of weightlessness, that she no longer needs to carry the weight of
Yes.
all of that loss.
Wonderful.
Um, as if she's being held up by these silk strands.
Okay.
So she's
Beautiful.
receiving the weightlessness.
That's nice. Freeing. Wonderful.
And we're just filling up that space. There's a lot of space that's been left. We're
Yes.
filling up that space with this light, and it's the light of uh, truth and justice, and it's filling her up with the sensation of and the knowing of fulfilling and living a life of true purpose.
Oh, wonderful. That is beautiful.
We're thorough.
Wonderful. While that is going on, Are there any other areas in this vessel that need any light healing adjustments, upgrades, anything like that?
Mm, yeah, there's something around my neck.
Okay. Like in the front or back or
In the back. It feels like there's something that's like grabbing the back of my neck.
okay.
It's like got me in a
Like
it's like
a
got me by the scruff of the neck.
okay. Well, let's take a look at that. Need to get your little microscope out, or not microscope, magnifying glass is what I mean to say. And let's shine the light on that back of your neck. What do you see there? If you see anything, that is. Any colors or shapes?
Seeing like a lizardy type energy, like a serpenty lizardy
Mhm.
reptile energy
Okay.
that is got his claws in my neck.
Okay. All right. I'd like you to isolate that energy, encase it in like a bubble or a box, something that isolates it so it can't harm.
Um,
And let's address the energy directly. Let's just go ahead and ask what's going on. Why are you here? What's your purpose?
doing what I'm told.
Okay. And what are you being told to do?
Keep her in line.
Okay. And may I ask whom is giving you these orders?
The boss.
Boss. Okay. And who is the boss? Do you know who the boss even is?
Dark controller is what I'm getting.
Hmm. Okay. All right. So I want you to know that you don't have to do this. You do have a choice. And I would like to ask you now to let go of your grip and leave of your own free will. We can help you. We can absolutely help you move to a much better place where there is energy that you need. Were you willing to move along and let go of her at this time? We will help you. Her higher self will help you.
Saying I'm willing to go. I just want to make sure that I am not going to be reprimanded
Okay.
for not carrying out
Your your
my
order.
duty. Yeah,
Yeah,
my order.
understood. Okay. Well, we can
I mean,
certainly do that.
he's like I'm quite bored here, to be honest, and I don't really
Okay.
see the point. But um, as long as I'm not harmed because of leaving my post, then I'll do it.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. We can do that. So at this time, we're calling in all of the light beings, Nina's higher self, calling in the archangels of the four quadrants, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel. And I'm going to take it a step further. Archangel Metatron, Archangel Sandalphon, above and below. I'm asking you to come in and assist Nina's team to escort this being home, please. To a home where he's not bored, where he's got purpose, where he's got the energy he needs, he or she, and that he will always be protected, safe, and surrounded with those things. Can you do that now, please?
Yes. He's let go.
Okay, good.
And it's like there's negotiations. It's like
Mhm.
they're explaining to him that there's universal laws that override these orders that he's been given, and that he must leave now.
Okay, perfect.
And that because of those universal laws, he cannot be reprimanded.
Perfect.
It's only so yeah, he's listened to script.
Good. All right. Just take him home, please. Take him home. And once he's gone, once that's gone, can we please heal that area, please? The back of the neck area. I can see almost like
Mm.
almost like where like a handprint was, like an indentation.
Yeah, you can feel it.
Let's fill that in with some source energy, whatever color you want, whatever strength is appropriate. Let's get that out of there and fill it up. Let's make it smooth again.
It might be stiff for a couple of days, but it will definitely soften.
Okay, good. And may I ask?
So it's like I've been a cat who's had the scruff of the neck being held up for the last 400 years. So
It's
that
been for
it's
a while.
been a bit uncomfortable for a while, yeah.
Yeah,
But it's being mended with a lot of light, a lot of compassion, a lot of love, tenderness,
good. Good.
and the feeling theme,
Mm-hmm.
playfulness, light, joy, fun.
Wonderful. Now, is she, can I please ask that at this point that she is shielded from this type of energy attaching to her again? Can she be shielded, please?
Yes.
You don't need this ever again. It's done.
Yeah, that lifetime opened her up to being targeted in this way.
Mm-hmm.
It left her vulnerable, um, so that this restriction could be put in place.
Right. Patriarchy all over again.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, she's shielded. This will not be affecting her lives from now on.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
that's a lot. Is there any place else that needs attention before we move on? Just we'll check everything.
Mostly everything's okay. That was all that was needed for now.
Okay, okay. And how's the body feeling? Is it feeling floaty still? Is it feeling good and relaxed?
It's feeling good. Yeah, it's feeling good.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay. So if it's okay, I'd like to go ahead and address the rest of the questions that she had. Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Let's start at the beginning. Okay, so she has the dyslexia and the ADHD traits that she's been dealing with and is dealing with. Would it be possible for you to give her the cause of this, the root? Where does this originate? Why is this here?
Humans are so funny in that they label great minds with affliction.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They 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 yeah, they label create the diverse art of creation with um disorder.
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
And the seeing like a tapestry of I'm seeing like a tapestry of different threads of ener- energies. It's not just about the brain, it's about an energy
Uh-huh.
that's alive within people. And it's different energies that are alive in people that are able to create this diverse tapestry of light within
Mm-hmm.
the human collective. And it really what it is just it's light displaying itself in unique ways.
Yes.
But humans have decided that these are
Right.
disorders and afflictions
Right.
and
Yeah.
problems.
Right. Bad and wrong. Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes,
Right.
yes.
So is it safe to say that these labels are just pointless? I mean, they don't mean anything, do they?
They mean something to the thought process that would allow for um, there to be such problems.
Right.
That is the only way in which they are useful. It's a way for the human mind to dissect its need for control over every part of a human psyche.
Yeah.
It's it's the patriarchy again.
Again. Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's got into every area of life.
Oh boy. Um, I'm not even going to call it those things. I'm just going to call it the traits or the light, the
Yeah.
unique light. What's the from the spiritual sense or the higher perspective, what would be the reason? What would be the meaning or the purpose?
Well, humanity has an ever increasing need for a new way of being and a
Mhm.
new way of thinking and a new way of operating.
Right.
It's operated in under one rule of essentially governance for
Hmm.
2000 years. And it's the reason why so many people with these labels um, are ever increasingly coming to Earth is because humans need to see that there's another way to be and there's another way to learn.
Uh-huh.
There's other ways of experiencing the world,
Hmm.
and that these are not bad, or these are not afflictions. These are beautiful
Hmm.
and unique and such a gift. And people with dyslexia or whatever labels they want to give them, they carry within them abilities and um, aspects of creation. There's an aliveness within them that humans so greatly need.
Hmm.
Uh, the connectedness, the intuition,
Right.
the sensitivity it's been so restricted and so overdiagnosed and misdiagnosed and disregarded for so long, but it is so important and so precious. And there's so many different ways of learning about life, and there's so many beings that have come to Earth from so many different parts of the multiverse that have abilities and have ways of experiencing life that are so unique and that we can all learn from each other. But humans don't see this part of it. They don't understand that this tapestry is so vast and wide and and beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's only those of you who are able to embody this perspective that can truly see it. And we're showing it to Nina right now. How important and how beautiful it is
Yes.
to have this sensitivity and complexity and creativity. It's just light experiencing itself in unique ways. That's all it is.
Right. Beautiful. That's wonderful. So is there anything that she needs to do then? Should she just be? Just be.
She should nurture and encourage her uniqueness to its full capacity and
Mm-hmm.
bring that light to earth and bring that perspective into the collective, no matter how few manage to grasp it. She should promote this tapestry of light and this unique celebration of diverse energy.
That is wonderful. Will that her doing well, sorry, well, by her doing that, will that show others that it's okay to embrace their gifts? Will it
Yes.
go down the line? Perfect.
Yes, it will have ripple effects, and she'll be able to explain it to people around her, and even parents of kids that are dyslexic. She'll be able to explain it in a way that can open up minds to a new way of thinking about this.
Okay. I like that. It's great. So if she were to say, come back later and sit down and meditate, connect, um, can she be given assistance, directions, um, shown the way to share this?
Yes, just as she is with all experiences and all encounters in her life, she will automatically, because she is so in tune with her higher self.
Mhm.
She always has been. She's always naturally just been, because of her sense, because she's so sensitive to it, because she carries that direct link to energies and information. Yes, she'll be able to naturally tap into the right things to say in the right direction to go.
Wonderful. Thank you. Is there
You're
anything
welcome.
else on that matter that needs to be said that she needs to know or anyone else needs to know?
Trust each other and trust yourselves to be loved.
Yeah.
Um, they're going into a little bit of couples therapy
Hmm.
in line with couples who have, you know, autism and other issues.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, just love and appreciate each other through that. It's only going to help you understand how much you can navigate a life with each other, even though many people struggle with this kind of relationship. You're both strong enough and capable enough to navigate this peacefully and with a lot of love and understanding.
Oh, wonderful. That's great. Okay. Well, the last question that she had was just wondering if anyone has anything to offer for the collective. Any messages, advice, anything at all? The beautiful collective.
well, I'm being shown like the globe
Mm-hmm.
and this kind of stream of energy that's coming in and impacting everything.
Yeah.
It's like it's a multi-layered um, pillar of energy that's coming in through the earth, and there's levels and layers to it, different frequencies and energies that are coming in and infiltrating vast areas of the collective consciousness, the field of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
There's awakenings that are happening rapidly,
Yeah.
and it's coming at all angles. And like we've said it before, and we're just kind of giving a different perspective of it. Um, like people are going to be waking up in droves
Yeah.
and rapidly. We've said it before, we've reiterated this message before, but it's the degree in which they're awakening, it it's overwhelming for a lot of them.
Yeah.
And they're going to need sanctuary and salvation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you guys are for.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so what we're showing Nina is just this. I mean, it's huge. It's not even like a pillar.
Yeah.
It's like a, it's enormous.
Yeah.
And it's energy and it's awareness and it's consciousness streaming in. And it's coming in not just through energy, but it's coming in through the souls that are arriving on Earth, the babies
Mm-hmm.
that are being born.
Oh, uh-huh.
It's coming in through the connections that we are having not only with our spiritual teams, but with the universe. The people are having experiences with life beyond life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's happening in ways that at the moment a lot of people don't have ways of verbalizing or understanding it, and it's only through finding information about awakening and about consciousness and about um yeah, how consciousness evolves through our DNA, which Nina experienced recently in her last session.
Mm-hmm.
It's people are going to have to start going on their own journeys of researching and understanding, because the things that people are experiencing, because they've been asleep, they
Yeah.
have no knowledge of it. There's
No.
nothing that they can relate it to, and it's only through their own compulsion to research that they can start finding this information.
Right.
So our advice to you, the ones who are in service, is just start putting out more information
Okay.
about the basics, about meditation, about energy, about awakening. Just start putting more very basic information out there, because so many people are looking for it, and it's not that it's not there, it's just that it's been said before, so people aren't saying it.
Yeah.
But the need for it is increasing rapidly. So just keep putting that information out, and people are going to start finding you and coming to you for help and assistance.
Okay.
That would be our advice at the moment, because it's happening. You're there.
Okay.
There's no going back.
Well, there's definitely no
It's
going back.
yeah, there's no going back now.
That's what I've been told. It's time.
Yeah, yeah. So that would be our advice to you is to just start with the basics. Just keep repeating the basics like a parrot. Just keep going
Okay.
because people need it. And that's how you guys can be in service right now is by putting that information out there and allowing it to be seen. Even if you're just
Yeah.
sharing reels or sharing something that somebody else has already put out there. Just start putting that information out there, though, and it's going to start clicking and people are going to start realizing what's happening to them.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah, thank you. Is there anything else, any other messages for Nina, the collective? Anything else that needs to be said today?
For you, Lilith, um, the message about rest,
Yeah.
the dragons gave you, they mean it,
Oh, I know.
and they they're saying don't punish yourself for needing to be tired
Okay.
because you'll put yourself back a step again.
Okay.
Just allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. The right information is going to come your way. You're going to find the right ways to manage it, but let yourself rest. You're in a very energetically dense place
Yeah. Yep.
and let yourself rest. Let yourself be tired because it's the resistance that makes it more difficult to navigate.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Thank you.